so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi and welcome. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to focus on a multitude of different topics, focusing from Elon Musk, Twitter's future, and along with Donald Trump and many other politicians who happen to be banned from Twitter themselves due to the insurrection that had occurred about a year and a couple of months ago. But without further ado, we're going to talk and kind of discuss a multitude of different things, as Elon Musk is now requesting to buy Twitter completely and be able to reinstate Donald Trump and many other politicians due to free speech. And that is what he's preaching. So we're going to talk about that and what that means for the future, whether or not he's going to be successful at it, whether or not Donald Trump is going to be reinstated, along with what kind of detrimental things that can happen or dangers that can occur due to free speech being very rampant in our modern world, especially when it comes to technology and misinformation overall. So we're going to talk about all that in today's video. Everything will be time-stamped in the description below, I promise you. Other than that, let's just jump right in. It's going to be a very short video. Again, just check the description if you're looking for one particular thing from this video. Just top down below, okay? Other than that, let's just begin. So this video is being recorded on April 19, 2022 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me, just check the description below. You can find a great way to book readings very smooth and efficiently. So if you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, go to the description. You'll be able to do that below. Now, here are some quick disclaimers on your screen right now. You can feel free to read them on your own time, or feel free to pause the video just so you can read them. Other than that, let's just continue forward. Excuse me, I am stuttering. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. And here are some other disclaimers on the screen right now. Feel free to read them on your own time. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it, really. So, if you're not familiar with Elon Musk, he is, I believe, a South African, I don't know what they would call them, but like South African, like immigrant, I believe. Yeah, he'll be a South African immigrant who I believe migrated to the United States, and he had very rich parents. And this was during the apartheid in Africa, where they separated basically black people and white people were in small population, and yet there was an apartheid. So it's very similar to the structure that the United States had in the 60s. And yeah, very similar structure, just a little bit different. I would advise you look up what apartheid mean. I don't really know, so I don't want to give you the historical inaccuracy that I'm not 100% certain on. But this is Elon Musk. He is the co-founder of Tesla. So he is the guy who literally created the first, self-driving, car. There were a few other companies, but he's the most famous one of them all. And then he is offering to buy, and he wants to buy Twitter, which has banned Donald Trump in January 6th, 2021, due to the insurrection that had occurred on that date, due to misinformation being spread and other things like that, due to hate and danger that it poses going forward. So Elon Musk plans to buy back and become the CEO of Twitter just to promote free speech. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. Each question will be timestamped in the description below if you are interested in just jumping into certain questions. So for the first question that we're going to cover today, will Elon Musk be successful at taking over and buying out Twitter? Let's take a quick look. Spirit saying, tell me, will Elon Musk be successful at taking over and buying out Twitter? I hear no. Okay, this is what's going on. Okay. We're still going to talk about it because this is very important regardless, because that does not mean that he can't take it in the future. Okay, or it means the future might change. This is a what if video. Like, what if he is successful? But we're going to talk about this literally speaking, asking if he's going to get it or not. And then we're going to talk about what if he does. And we go to an alternate reality where he does take over Twitter, and then we're going to talk about that. So that's why this video is a little bit different than what you're normally used to on other people's channel, but that's just how my channel works and operates. It always discusses the what if. So anyway, we have here the first card that came out with the King of Swords, which is reversed. Normally, this card kind of symbolizes the incumbent out of office or incumbent off the throne in some way, like he's not in power. So now this kind of automatically gives me no, but it doesn't give me a definitive yes. And the reason for that is because it's telling me here that he is going to be in a panel of some sort. So there won't be one outright um ownership of Twitter. So he has to go through multiple people, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to get a lot of his ideas down, particularly because Twitter is a free speech platform, but there is something there, the protection, so to speak, to prevent the spread of misinformation. And so in here, we have a multitude of different people at the table who own parts of Twitter, and they all have to come to some sort of agreement. And that is what is being shown here, is that he is not the outright person who makes the final decision. He has to appear in front of a board and put his ideas forth, and they all have to go through a vote, however they wish to pursue that. We do have here on the left here, we have the World card, which is reversed. We had a lot of trouble, a lot of misinformation, a lot of things go down in the world, and a lot of people get their main source of information from Twitter directly, and that is why Twitter is directly being attacked, because Twitter is the main avenue of source. It's a great place in order to kind of see what is really going on in the world without the spinning of maybe like a very famous, like social media, not social media, but media's account or avenues like newspapers, news outlets like CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all those. And Twitter is a great resource because you're talking to people directly who are talking about things in their daily lives or who are actually there witnessing it and recording and then posting it up online where you can view it for yourself and make your own private opinion. You can't really do that with MSNBC or CNN or even Fox News. So that is why Twitter is a very powerful tool, an avenue, because it excites people to kind of like take a deeper look and understand. But also at the same time, it allows people to get accurate information without having to really worry about too much of, the spin or the propaganda that's being spun around it. Underneath the King of Swords here, reverse, we have the Fool card. I don't think he's going to get as much traction as he's hoping. However, it does feel like Twitter is going to skyrocket in terms of shares. So people are going to be buying out more stocks in terms of investment, in terms of Twitter. So the price of Twitter is going to increase. That is something I see for certain. It's going to be over a long duration of time since his comment, and that is what is being projected here, right? You see here a low point for Twitter, it's increasing in shares and value, which means that if you own parts of Twitter already or you have a certain percentage in it, your share alone is going to be increased. We have here on the right side here, we have the Hierophant. Actually, what is it telling me here? I'm going to actually ask for a clarification card because this is automatically could tell me yes. Okay, Spirit Sayings will tell me, will Elon Musk be one of the people who own Twitter in the future? Yes. Okay, so yes, so that's what it was. So I heard no, he won't be the outright owner like he's hoping to be, but he will have a significant share enough so that he is the top. So just say, for example, there's 4 people who own about 20%. That's 60, right? Yeah, 60. And he owned about a little bit more than 20% or 21%. He is the main top guy. So everybody else on 20. He on 21. He's the one that leads. He is the CEO, so to speak. And that's kind of how it works. And that's what the hyphen card is here. So we have here him, like I said, projecting his ideas to the board. And here are the people who are in the board to direct them who are going to listen to his ideas and then vote on it, as they all own parts of Twitter. But he is going to be the main guy. So yes, in the end, will Elon Musk own and buy out Twitter? Yes, I do see that, but he won't be able to have it outright majority where he owns like a landslide amount, like where he owns 40 or 60 or 70%. He won't have that, but he'll have enough so that he is the leader, so to speak. We also have here at the clarification card for the hyphen, I asked whether or not he is going to be the outright majority and whether or not he's going to own Twitter. We have the 4 of Pentacles here, which means he buys up shares. He has enough to land him as the main chair or the main person who owns Twitter. So yes, in the end, he will buy out Twitter and he will be successful at it. So he will do that. Now that we know that is true, it's not a what if scenario anymore. We're just talking about what if he decided to pursue the route of free speech. So Elon Musk planned to make Twitter a free speech platform that does not ban any sort of hate speech, so to speak, and reinstate those who were banned from the platform. So that is what he is hoping to do. This video is just for entertainment purposes only. This means the likes of Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Michael Lindell, Steve Bannon, and more. What kind of danger do they pose with Elon Musk as a new Twitter owner? So we're going to talk about that now. Like what kind of future are we heading towards now with Elon Musk in this hypothetical scenario of him at the helm? Let's take a look. So Spiel's to tell me about Elon Musk trying to unban people who were banned originally from Twitter, like Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Michael Lindell, and all those people for some form of hate speech or misinformation. What kind of danger do they pose with Elon Musk becoming a new owner, hypothetically? Interesting. So we kind of have the same story here again. Okay. What kind of danger do they pose? What kind of danger do they pose? Will there be like another insurrection? Okay. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Okay. We have the death card here. Okay. And I'm going to use the Messenger Oracle. I figured this would be the best deck to use since we're talking about Twitter, which is a messaging platform that allows you to get your message out into the public. Right, so we're going to take a look at that. Spiel saying, well, tell me what kind of danger do these people who were originally banned from Twitter being reinstated by Elon Musk due to misinformation and hate speech, and due to him wanting to create a free speech platform? What kind of danger will they pose in the future if this were to happen? Okay. All right, I think we have enough information, so we're going to look at that. So we'll put this here. Okay, I just have to organize it just so we don't get lost. All right, so let's take a look. So the first thing is here, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. And the Knight of Wands reversed is kind of telling me here that Donald Trump and all these people who were banned because, again, I'm not talking about my own personal beliefs. I am just reading what the cards are saying and just interpreting the energy for you. So what I'm getting here is that there's some feeling, maybe with Elon Musk or some of these people who feel like they've been wrongly accused or in some way wrongly punished, is what I'm seeing here in terms of energy wise. I'm not saying I agree with that, but that's what the cards are saying. I have to be honest with you. We do have here is followed by the Fool card. It's basically deception, saying that, oh, I can't get my message out. They're limiting my ability to create free speech. But in reality, what they're spreading is not free speech. They're spreading hate and misinformation, which is dangerous, which is why the card is reversed. It's an illusion of something that isn't really there. We have the Hierophant card being reinstated. Elon Musk coming into the picture, right? This is the story before Elon Musk. This is after Elon Musk, right? The Hierophant Elon Musk is able to take over and able to win Twitter and is able to make an outright decision. But what I'm also getting at as well off in this picture, I'm also getting a board, like a table, with all these different board of directors from Twitter all agreeing simultaneously to ban these certain individuals from integrating on their platform. That is what I saw. But I'm also seeing as well at the same time while this is going on and them making this decision, what I'm also seeing is the reply to Elon Musk taking over. Because we have the Four of Pentacles, right? Holding back, right? Holding these four main individuals. It's interesting, to say the least, that I had the four main individuals here, which is Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Michael Lindell, and Steve Bannon as one of the top four people. And we're talking about the four people here being held back from being able to say what they want to say, even though what they're saying is not grounded in facts. We have here the challenge, the dangers, right? We're talking about what the dangers of this. What kind of dangers do they pose to all of us as individuals? We have the sideways Queen of Swords here, right? A storm, right? The storm at the Capitol. I'm also getting here, one of the dangers is another one. Another incitement of something. There is anger that's going to come out of this. There's going to be hate. There's going to be something that comes out of it that is going to be 10 times worse than what we had it before. And this is all again due to revenge. And it kind of gave me a scorpion energy in this aspect. It gave me a lot of revengeful energy. Like they want to take revenge. And I would not be surprised if someone in this category with the top 4 people, one of them happened to be a Capricorn. That is what I'm seeing here. I am seeing that the Capricorn is leading the way, but with a very revengeful energy of a Scorpio. And that is the challenge here. That is the main challenge with the danger that we pose when we reinstate these people back into our world again. We have the Magician card reversed. Manifestation. It's reversed. They're not going to be able to wield the same power they once did. And that is particularly because people have been able to become more woke, so to speak, and they're able to understand what has really been going on in the world. So I don't think there will be as much support, but the people who haven't grown out into that aspect yet, where they're able to grow so much so that they're no longer tied to this mundane atrocity, so to speak, of them lacking proper understanding and awareness of what the world is really going on. And because of that, I do see them still supporting these individuals, but they won't be not as powerful as they once was. But do not mistake them. Please do not underestimate these individuals who are willing to die for these people who they somehow believe is for them. Underneath the Hierophant card, we have the Three of Swords reverse, right? 3 of them. I feel like 3 out of 4 of these people, Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Michael Lindell, and Steve Bannon. Oops. Yeah, I said someone's name twice. But out of 4 of those people, 3 of them will be reinstated. 1 of them will not. But it is very likely, as of right now, that I see Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I kind of see Michael Lindell as the top 3 people that will be reinstated. Steve Bannon, not so much. Well, unless it is Steve Bannon, then it might not be Michael Lindell, but it's going to be one of those 2 that don't get reinstated. But regardless of the point here, I do feel energetically that there's something going on that's going to be 10 times more dangerous without even like having to really look too deep into it. I do see that here. I'm also seeing roses. I don't know what that may be potentially symbolizing here, but I also am seeing the rose of death. And we're going to talk about the death card in a minute. We do have here, we have the 4 of Pentacles here, which is kind of like holding back, holding information, but these are top 4 individuals who are not able to speak freely due to the ban. Under here is that they're going to be reinstated. Yeah, so Elon Musk is going to reinstate them, like I just said. And this is my card for going back to the past. This card resembles the future, but this is the past, going back to the way things were once before. So I feel like in some way, it's going to feel as if they never left the platform, almost as if nothing changed. And that is really talking about these individuals who were banned are going to continue to do the same thing that they were banned for from before. But they're going to continue to keep doing it over and over, almost as if nothing changed. Right? On the left side here, we have the death of renewal, of rebirth, right? Another chance. Right, that is what death means. It's another chance, a rebirth or something. So it's a rebirth for these individuals, these 4 in particular individuals, to be reinstated and have their accounts back. But when they're reinstated, a lot of people will suffer because of the reinstatement. Look at all these people dying or passing out or stuff like that. That is the wave of death. When they get reinstated, they're going to cause a lot of destruction. Whether that means literal, that might mean metaphorical, it might be the destruction of what free speech really means. But there is some sort of destruction heading our way. On the right side here with the messaging oracle, we're talking about what the dangers do they pose when it comes to the internet overall. This is what we get. We got here the ancient ones, right? The not seeing with their third eye. And so really what is talking to me here is that it's telling me that a lot of these people who are openly supporting these individuals are not so much awoke, they are more so asleep. And that's why they are so easily attracted to this individual, because they're almost like calling the men. they're calling in my flock. They're like cheap, basically. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like they're bringing in their flock and saying that, yes, I may have been gone for a while, but I am back and better, and I'm able to help you along the way. And that's what I'm really seeing here. I am seeing that they're going to call back their flock, is the best way to put it. A recollection of their cult. We have here observe and silence. They would not be silent anymore. They would not be silenced, is what the word is saying. So you would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they start preaching about free speech and, adding and protecting free speech and, going through that, like, oh, Joe Biden, he's going to make sure that I don't win the next election, or that Joe Biden is going to make sure that you guys don't have free speech because look what he did to me, and et cetera, that kind of stuff. That rhetoric is going to be rampant, right? It's going to be 10 times worse than what we have saw when he lost the election. We have here focus, then act. Look at the dark horse here. Focus, then act. And what I would not be surprised is that this card had two little meetings here. This is the meeting that I'm seeing here. The first meeting I'm seeing that when he calls in his flock, he's going to say, well, guys, don't make a plan without me interfering or being in connection or in cahoot, so to speak. And that is what it's kind of saying here. It's kind of saying that, guys, when I tell you to attack, you attack. But when I tell you to stand back, you stand back. Almost like he is trying to create like some form of militia, is what I am seeing. That's why the focus, then act. Right? Listen to your master before you do something. Be submissive to me, and then do what I tell you. That's kind of the energy what I'm sensing here. This is why the focus and then act card comes up. It also happens to be the word, the number 12, but if you add up the 2 and the 1, it's the 3. And the 3 symbolizes the 3 big people, like I said, who are going to play a very key role in their reinstatement and them spreading the misinformation going forward, which is why this card comes up. The second meaning here as well I see a lot of because they've been reinstated, I see a lot of big tech kind of following the same route of reinstating these people, even potentially them having an internal coup by major billionaires or those type of people trying to take over the company and reinstate these individuals, bringing forth a lot of destruction in the wake. And that is what I am seeing here. The focus then act is that not doing something when you actually have a chance to stop it and just acting too late because you're too busy observing and not too busy acting. There has to be an equal balance of harmony. There's no harmony here. And the last card that comes up in terms of Twitter and the danger that they pose when reinstating these individuals is let two become one. Right? You know how I talk about 112? Right? This is ironic enough, but look at this. We have 1, 2, right? What's 12? We have, and I said if you add up the 1 and the 2, it makes it 3. You have let 2 become 1. Right? Let 2 become 1. Do you hear that? Let 2 become 1. What they're going to do is what I'm seeing here. They are going to create a connection, a bond like they had never had before. Like it's almost going in a way, it's going to feel like these people who have been out with all these people who they love and adore, like Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, those people that they love, and their disappearance, their lack of you know, connection to them in a way. It's going to be rekindled and it's going to be reunited and it's going to be a lot stronger than it was prior. Almost so much so that they're going to have an interpersonal connection with the actual supporters themselves. So like Donald Trump may have an connection with one of his supporters that's going to really drive home the narrative that they're going to be more of a connective cult and more like-minded people who are coming together and unifying as one individual. Really, they are a multitude of different individuals who just happen to think alike, who just can't seem to have their own conscience to think separately. And that is what we're getting in this video. Now, the next question is, will Donald Trump be banned from Twitter, and is it because of Elon Musk? And we're going to talk about that in a moment, but we're going to quickly cut to ad break because I need a break to kind of pull these cards away. Please help me, please. This video is going to kind of show you this ad. It's going to show you where and how you can submit your question to Google Forms so I can collect them because I need to get out of feeling stuck. I want to keep producing videos for you guys. So it would be very nice if you guys could submit any videos or any topics or whatever you would like to that Google form, and I will create it if I'm able to. But let's quickly cut to ad, and then I'll see you guys momentarily. Have you ever wondered how you can submit a question or a video request? Well, I will show you in this commercial how you can do that. So you go to my channel, you click on any of my uploads or any recent videos that you may see, and you go to the description. As you can clearly see, I already clicked on a previous video. You scroll down, and you click right here where it says submit your question, topic, or video request here. You can also add in links and information that you would like to add in. You can ask at least 10 and you can keep resubmitting as many as you would like. You'll click that link and it will take you to my website. And this is what my website looks like. You can book a reading with me. You can find me email, other information along with my YouTube channel. You will click submit your video request here and you will click on that. And it will take you to a Google form where you guys can fill out and be able to put all your questions here. So thank you all for coming, and I'll just turn you right back to your content right now. Okay, so let's jump in and let's start the next question, shall we? Okay. Okay, the next question I'm asking, will Donald Trump banned from Twitter and is it going to be somehow tied to Elon Musk? Now, Twitter has previously said that if Donald Trump does become the frontrunner or the nominee for the Republican Party for the presidency of the United States in 2024, they will take him off, lift up his ban temporarily until he becomes president of the United States. But we're going to take a look at that and kind of see if he's going to end anytime soon. So let's take a look. Spirit Angel Type, will Donald Trump banned from Twitter and will it be lifted? Will he be reinstated back on Twitter's platform to get any sort of his messaging out on social media? Okay, is this somehow tied or related to Elon Musk reinstating his account? Okay. And the upright card for this? Okay. Okay, the card came up accidentally when I went to go pick it up. I'm gonna let it be. Spirits and Angels, tell me, will Donald Trump be reinstated onto Twitter social media platform? Is it going to be somehow tied and related to Elon Musk? Okay. Interesting. So we're asking here, will Donald Trump ban from Twitter end? This is just the overall reading. These three cards are going to be kind of talking about Donald Trump and his ban. They're going to be talking about the influence of Elon Musk and Twitter overall and his messaging style due to Elon Musk. That's how this plan and this layout is going to work. So for the first card we have here is we have the Lovers card, and the Lovers card is reverse. And that is kind of telling me about the connection that he once had with his supporters. One of his main avenues of connecting to his supporters was through the avenue of Twitter. Right, that is his main resource on how he connects with them. Also, simultaneously, it happened to be at the same exact time, Twitter happened to be where he's had his largest following base as well. I think he had like at least at one point 81 million followers, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but he had a lot of followers on Twitter. However, that card is reversed. That was in the past, right? That was between Adam and Eve, which is why this card is in the past here, because that was his form of connection, right? It quickly ended due to January 6th. We have here this Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, excuse me. And the Knight of Cups is kind of coming through promise. Empty promises, like I'm finally coming back. I'm going to come back. He's going to make a big comeback is what he wants, right? I'm not saying that it's going to actually happen, but I'm just saying that that is what he desires. He desires to come back into the public viewpoint again, back into the public eye. It happened to be the card that follows, though, is leaving trouble in the commerce with the water. So what this is telling me here that eventually his time on Twitter will come to an end. So that potentially is referring to the ban being lifted up. I'm also seeing as well that maybe this ban does not get lifted up because there is no reason to lift it up because he passes away or some sort. Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes only. And that is what I'm seeing here, that there is no purpose for them to lift it up. It just feels like there's no need anymore. It's almost like he's gone. Like there's no need. But again, that is what I'm seeing here. But in the end, he will be lifted up, and I do feel like his account will be lifted up even after he dies, particularly for historical purposes, to kind of give people a background on who the president was. I kind of use that as a teaching method of the future. What I'm seeing here, that teaching on social media, is going to be a very crucial point in trying to determine and be able to explain how things happen and how the president's word had a very drastic effect on the country. And that is what I'm seeing here, that even if Donald Trump account doesn't get reinstated, it will be reinstated even after he's gone due to historical perspective. But I'm also seeing here that it can be reinstated during his time alive, and that might be directly tied to what's going on with Elon Musk, but I don't feel like it is. I feel like it might be more so tied to the presidency than his stuff. So there's going to be something more about a presidential run rather than physically Elon Musk. But I could be wrong, right? Doesn't mean the cards are incorrect. It just means the interpreter, the way I'm interpreting energy, may not be accurate enough in terms of the energy and the vocabulary word for me to be able to accurately describe what I am seeing. We have here, though, if we're now talking about is it going to be because of Elon Musk reinstating him? We're going to answer that question now. We have here the main card that came up here, the Ten of Swords, which is really backstabbed, right? Him being cut off from almost every social media platform that prevents him from being able to speak because of what happened with January 6th and his incitement of insurrection, right? The challenge to this, though, is with Elon Musk, we have the strength. The strength of his supporters are still persistent, right? This is something that attracts Elon Musk because he realizes that anything that Trump does or do, people will listen and follow. So if Donald Trump said drink beliefs, people will drink beliefs. If Donald Trump said jump off a bridge, they will jump off a bridge. That is what is being shown here. Elon Musk is kind of thinking of it as an entrepreneur in a way. He is hoping that this connection with Donald Trump will allow his supporters to be more invested in his technology and his product, so to speak. They're thinking that for his mindset here, it's not more so a political game, but it's more so playing a political game in hope that a lot of these supporters start buying his product so he gets more revenue and loyal supporters. People will keep buying things even out of the price range in hope that they're going to stick it to the liberals or some way, is what I am seeing here. We also have here the card that comes after that. The Sun card challenges the Page of Swords here, which is reversed. I feel like, and please do not hate me or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Again, I'm not trying to spread misinformation here. I was saying what I am feeling. I am feeling in some way he may have said something on along the line of vaccines and how they're wrong, how they're not helpful, or something. Whatever it is, I don't know. I don't speak for Elon Musk. I don't know him. I don't talk to him. I don't follow him. I don't look at his Twitter. I'm just saying what I see in the cards here. I see like what he said is trying to be more along the lines of politically right or extremist right than moderate or anything, or just don't say anything at all. I do see, if anything, he is trying to play a political game and hope that he can get the conservative to buy his product. That is what I'm seeing here. That's the underlying motive, is that Elon Musk does not give a crap about actually politics or anything like that. He gives enough because he sees the power that Donald Trump has, and he wants that power over his own customer base so that he can always have a reliant source of income. It's what I am seeing. We have here as well, we have the Eight of Cups here, and that is another challenge, leave-in. I do feel like in anything or any story, it's kind of more of a political gamble, because once he's in that position, Elon Musk can say whatever he wants, and he does whatever he wants, and he's able to force these politicians, if he want to be reinstated, he's going to hold that over their head and say that he can ban them at any point in time, kind of almost simultaneously holding them hostage in a hostage situation, like blackmail. That's what I am seeing. Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but that's what I just see in the cards energetically. We have here on the right here, though, we're talking about his performance and his influence from Elon Musk and Trump on Twitter. This is going to be their main effects here. Let two become one. Right? We're talking about two individuals between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And Elon Musk wants to take Donald Trump's supporters and turn them into a loyal customer base. Right? That is why we have two become one. Right? I'll help you. I'll help you get your message out as long as you tell your supporters to buy my product. It's kind of what it feels like. We also have here as well, we have the reverse, let emotion flow. And now a lot of these people are Black, so that's why they're very vulnerable and they're very easily able to be controlled, so to speak, which is why the third eye is reversed. It's the lowest part of the card, which symbolizes the lack of flow between mind, body, and spirit. We also have here as well, we have the bottom of the card here between the median of Twitter, which is ironic because Twitter is a bird, right? Well, we have here, we have the raven, but magic. We have trust in magic is what it means here. Trust in the magic, right? And if you're not familiar, Biden is 46th president of the United States. Donald Trump was the 47th. But if Donald Trump was to become the 45th president, if Donald Trump was to become 47th president, he would need to defeat Biden in this upcoming election. Which is why this card here comes up as 47. Trust in magic, which is why it's blue. But I'm also getting from this card as well is that 47 could very well symbolize the Kamala Harris card. Because I do see here two Democrats that he's going to have to defeat. So this could easily symbolize the ticket between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as 2024 rolls around. Or it's very well possible that Biden ends up giving up his power and passes on to Kamala Harris, who becomes the new president, who becomes President 47, and this is who Donald Trump has to run against, which is why this card comes up as 47, trust in magic, right? Which is why this card was reversed originally, right? It has not happened yet. We still have Biden as president, but as of right now, the energy seems to be pointing toward either election rematch between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, or a competition between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden is what I am seeing here. So the last question that we're going to kind of talk about here, we're going to give a little bit more in-depth view here, is what kind of danger does free speech platform pose, and what about the spread of misinformation when due to Elon Musk? Now we know the main motive behind all this is because Elon Musk wants to kind of hold these politicians hostage in a way to kind of get more people to buy his products. Is really what it is. But nonetheless, it can be dangerous because the motive all these people are not quite sure, right? Think about it. We had oligarchs in American politics. I mean, in Russian politics, but we also have American oligarchs. Just people call them differently. They call them billionaires. They call them entrepreneurs, businessmen, CEOs, but really those are oligarchs. Those are American oligarchs. And that's what we have. That's the type of world that we live in. And so when you start calling them by the rightful terminology, you start to understand and grasp the concept that, oh my God, we actually are just like Russia and nothing really that different. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what the dangers of free speech on Twitter and what that could mean with Elon Musk trying to initiate that. Spirit Angel, tell me, what are the dangers of free speech being put back onto Twitter platform with Elon Musk at the helm, especially when it comes to allowing hate speech and misinformation to be spread throughout the platform? What kind of problem will that cause in the United States and the world globally? Okay. What else? Okay, hold on, guys, please. Can you please do this a little bit better? I need organization here, not like crazy things. Okay, can you tell me what's gonna happen with free speech being put back on Twitter? Will that cause any sort of disruption? Will that cause another interaction? The spread of misinformation? What's gonna happen? Okay, they're telling me to flip the card 2 times and then take the top 3. Well, the top 5 actually. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So we'll do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, and let's do the bottom of the card here. We have gun rights, gun control, gun rights, Second Amendment, AR-15. So there's gonna be something that's related to that as well. We also have here on the top of the card here, we have popular vote reverse. Republicans lose but win. They lose the popular vote, but they win. Okay, that is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's do that. What kind of danger does free speech platform pose, and what what about the spread of misinformation being reinstated by Elon Musk? Okay, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to kind of look at the cards and kind of see energetically what my guys want me to tell you. Some cards are reversed, so I'm going to flip them. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this kind of seemed to be an election of some sort. It kind of seemed to be an interference of some sort, right? We're talking about what kind of dangers does free speech platform pose. The first card that came out, I think, is self-explanatory. We have Donald Trump, the former president, right? The first card that came out. The next card that comes out is right next to it, the Roaring Twenties, post-influenza pandemic, roaring economy, pre-Great Depression, right? Right now, we're living in the 20s, right? The 20th decade of the 2020. You know, we are just coming out of, or we are going on our way to come out of the COVID pandemic very soon, which is why this card is coming up. It's telling us a story here, the storyline of what's going on with free speech and social media in general. Excuse me, I just gotta fix this wire, otherwise it's not working. Okay. The next card that came out is banked and high inflation, overspending, bankrupt, national debt, stimulus checks, right? The card that was on the bottom of it was personal favors, illegal donations, right? What this is telling me here, the main danger free speech is forcing people to realize and think, oh, the national debt of the United States is bankrupt, we have high inflation, all those things. Misinformation is going to be very rampant because people are going to become more radicalized when they can't buy basic necessities. This has happened in 1918 when people were going crazy and they were spreading conspiracy theories. Back in 1918, this, by the way, this is a historical precedent that when people cannot have access or direct access to necessities, they're more likely to become more radicalized, what makes them more vulnerable to a cult. Which is why the rise of Donald Trump was very well expected and maintained even throughout the pandemic. And that is it only been amplified by it. We also have the electoral college margin, 313 to 369 electoral votes, 215 to 22 Senate seats, 54 to 46 Senate, right? We're going to go in right now. We're undergoing the 2022 midterms in only less than a few months, right? And they're just telling me here that the Senate seat in the terms of the House of Representatives is going to be very close, along with the Senate seat that is going to be in favor of either the Republican having a supermajority, well, not a supermajority, but having a big majority in the Senate, or that could be referring to the Democrats. But regardless, to say the least, there's going to be misinformation that's going to be spread about inflation and how it works and how it operates and what's causing it. We have people here wanting to experience this roaring 20s where they have an enormous amount of money, spending power, entertainment, and stuff, just enjoying life overall. They're not getting that, which is why these people become more radicalized and more vulnerable to the ability of misinformation being spread about high inflation, right? Being spread about money because they can't buy necessity, the proper necessity. Underneath this former president, we have a troubled leader, right? This is not referring to Donald Trump. This is referring to Biden. Now, a lot of you guys are going to attack me for this, and I don't mean this in a way that kind of derogatory to Biden and stuff. Biden is trying his best. But when it comes to politicians, regardless of who and what you are, you will be blamed for the situation at hand. So, for example, if there is trouble with the gas prices, people are ill and intelligent, then they lack proper intelligence, lack proper education to understand that the president does not set gas prices. Those are the gas companies, but people don't understand that. And so that oftentimes than not, they tend to blame the leader in positions of power for the problem that those presidents do not have control of. So, for example, spending bills being passed through the House and the Senate, those type of things as well. Natural disasters, major things like those that the president does not have control of are oftentimes blamed on the president themselves, right? That is how that works. However, it had changed that Donald Trump has matched the effect of the deception and illusion so much so that he's able to get out of any situation, no matter how dire it is. Underneath the roaring 20s, we have the swing state decide. So this is kind of interesting because this kind of goes back again to 220. 2004 type energy with George Bush and John Kerry, because we have the swing states between Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, and New Hampshire as the new main swing states to focus on. I do feel like those are the swing states that are more likely than not to decide the next upcoming election. Not the state of Texas, not Michigan, not Wisconsin, but these states are going to be the main factor that will determine the next U.S. president, right? And it all comes down to proper education, right? Come to private and public schools, high school diploma, high tuition education, right? I when I always tell you guys, I make videos, they may not appear interesting or may not be, to your liking, so to speak, when we talk about, student loan debt and all those things. But those are everyday problems that everyday individuals like us experience. And so my generation is very keen on trying to get rid of student debt as is too unbearable and too hard to pay off over time. You can be 65 and still be paying your student loans. It is unlivable at that point. And so people from my generation are trying to fight to remove it. Biden, if Biden really wants a clear shot of winning, my generation will come out, and I will say this right now, they will come out in support of the president or whoever president removes student debt. Biden had that ability now to do it if he really wanted to, but it's not being done. And right now, that is a problem that, the Democrats are going to have to face. And that is why the education is becoming an issue. This also, again, goes towards race theory and all those type of things, get removing certain things from schools and stuff like that. Again, this is what's going on here. We have major issues that are amplifying due to misinformation, Twitter, and all those. We had a Republican win in the state of Virginia, become the new governor when Biden 1 year ago, or actually a few months ago when that election took place, won that state by 13%. So it's not too surprising that, this type of information had a massive effect, especially when it comes to lack of proper education, which is why I institute on my channel a lot of educational videos before I do my tarot card reading, so you are more understanding of the situation at stake. Underneath this national debt, again, like I said, these people are now starting to experience the problems of life. They're starting to experience the troubles of everything going around them. This is a millennial. This is a millennial generation, the young adult voters between the ages of 30 and 44. Those people are going to start to experience everyday life. So much so that they're going to start to become more involved in politics than ever before. Millennials have a very small voting history. Same thing to my generation. My generation came out a little bit more to vote for Biden, but still, again, they're going to come out a big draw because everything that's going on in our lives, especially millennials, are going to start to have their life change in ways that they didn't have before, and that because of that, that's going to energize them to come out and vote. And I do see that because of lack of proper education, understanding of how our world really works, especially when it comes to inflation and all those type of things, are going to drive these people to the polls. And in the end, one of the main dangers of free speech platform poses and the rapid spread of misinformation, that because of these people are here, they're firstly being involved in Twitter, they're more vulnerable to joining the wrong side of going and voting against their own proper interest because they don't know what's right and what's wrong for them because these people are new, right? So it makes them viable voting bases like never before. Underneath the electoral college margin code, we have civil war. The dangers of free speech the platform poses, and in the end, will cause major problems. So much so that we won't be able to communicate. And that is where the country is heading right now. We're heading towards a division of some sort. It may not be a conflict. It may just stay in the civil war and not in the essence of an actual breakout of a war, but more so a division of proper understanding where we're going to have to kind of fight to come to a compromise. And that is the final ending of today's message and video. Again, I'm not trying to fearmonger you or trying to hurt you or trying to spread some sort of fear. I'm just trying to enlighten you on the situation at stake and why, things like this that may seem very minor has a very major effect in our lives and our future ahead. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a very nice video. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you and namaste. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, I love you guys. Have a very beautiful night. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.